What is happening, everyone? Today I have the AER Pro Pack 20 liters. I am loving this bag. This is my current everyday carry backpack. It's got what I'm starting to realize is kind of like my 5 requirements, maybe 6 requirements for every bag that I use on a daily basis. And this thing has just been amazing. So I originally am not, I have the first, I think it's the version 1, AER travel pack. My son uses that most of the time. It was when AER first launched their travel series, 1680D. It's got double zippers and I loved it. And then when AER moved over to their single zipper, I wasn't like super excited about that look. I didn't like that middle zipper going through the middle of the front panel. It just didn't do it for me. So so after that, really, I stopped really rocking out much on the AER products. I think that product was one of the only ones I still have, the travel pack. And so when I started to come across the Pro Pack series, instead of like the City series and all of that, I started to realize I really like the look at this. It's a different material, right? It's not the 1680D, and we'll get into that in a minute. But oh man, I'm really starting to enjoy it a lot. And again, the organization's awesome, the fabric's awesome, the capacity for a 20-liter backpack is perfect. Like my everyday carry is like that 15 to 20. 20 is probably the top of the spectrum of where I would want for my everyday. And yeah, this bag has been fantastic. So we'll jump right into it. Nice sleek front. That's what I really liked about it. I probably only, look, I'm gonna like pick a little bit of items here and there because no bag I don't think is perfect. No bag I think is perfect. Whatever the proper English is for that. Later on I'll talk about inside the panel here. I really wish there was a bottom pocket, and I think it would change the way this looks. I don't know what it is about almost all the bags I have. There's always some weird little crease here. But anyways, that's my little hang up. Anyways, we have 840D Kedora recycled nylon on the exterior, different than their 1680. I like it a lot better. It's smoother. I'm a huge 840 fan to begin with. I believe that's what Evergood's used on their Civic half zips, and it's one of my favorite fabrics. Anyhow, front panel, not a lot going on here. But we do have a admin, like that moon-shaped zipper. By the way, YKK zips throughout. And then we'll talk about they put an aqua guard on the laptop compartment, which I thought was like, ooh, chef's kiss. Perfect. Little branding here. It's kind of their newer logo. I love it. Yeah, it's just nice. It's sleek. Yeah, it's cool. So we have an admin pocket here. As you can see, it's got a zipper. And inside the zippered section is another section for an air tag. I don't know if you do this, but for me, I air tag every piece of luggage I'm gonna travel with, just in case for whatever reason, it will get lost or something. I don't have to worry about it. We've got a key leash in that zipper pocket as well. I just have, I have my typical like little admin Ziploc here with some stamps, paper clips, rubber bands, remarkable pen tips, that kind of stuff. Nothing much else in there. Then in the rest of this, you got, a couple organizational pockets. I've got business cards, pens, highlighters, right? There is if you can see that, there actually is a pen kind of loop holder there. I'm not using it currently. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. And I have a checkbook because I'm old school and I'm over 40. So there's that. That's the front admin pocket. Water bottle holders. Really nice. This is a 24 ounce, I believe, Awala. It fits in really nice. I don't have a Nalgene. I know everyone uses Nalgene, but I don't have one. So what I have is a 32 ounce Camelback chute. And so we'll use that, for example. And I mean, this is with my 24 in as well. As you can see, and so they both fit in pretty well. I would say if you look here, the 32 is, it's definitely at its max here. Down at the bottom, there's probably a little space lost that it just doesn't, the bottom of the bottle holder doesn't quite expand enough for a flat pack of a 32 ounce versus, there's my 24 ounce falling out. This fits in a little more snug, I would say, typically. If we do the upside down test, as you can tell, It does not do the upside down test. So do not take this to space in anti-gravity. You will lose your water bottle. So anyhow, let's get into the next pocket. You know what, before we get into that, we're gonna do top. So I mentioned 5 or 6 things. For me, here's my list. When I'm looking for a bag, and this thing typically stands pretty well on its own, every now and then it gets a little finicky, I would say. But typically I'm looking for a few things. A quick access top pocket is a must. A separate laptop compartment is a must. On the main compartment, I'm looking for at least 1, preferably 2 pockets on the inside panel. Bottle holders are absolutely a must. And I think that's about it now that I think about it. Yeah, maybe it's 4 items, but as I continue moving through here, maybe I'll remember an item or 2. But you know, all the bags that I'll show at the end here, they all kind of have that. So quick access is a little bit different for the Pro Pack. It's kind of monstrous, actually. It's not really a quick access. It's pretty organizational, but I'm using it as a quick access from my standpoint. So, you know, I got like a little, you know, Tums, and I thought I had Advil in there, but maybe not. Lotion. There's my Advil. I was going to say, I knew it was somewhere. I don't use this back. I will say, depending, I took this bag actually on an overnight trip, and it was packed. I won't do that again. But what I did learn is the more the main compartment's packed, the harder it is to get in and out of this area. So you want to keep that in mind as you're looking at it. But yeah, I got a work badge in there and an UV key and you know, cord and charger. I always have some type of AC. This is an Anchor power charger and USB-C to USB-C. So that's all I keep in there. Typically, again, this is usually a smaller quick access pocket on most of their bags, so that's why. And let's do main compartment, then we'll do laptop. All right, so main compartment, here we go. This, so zipper pulls are really nice on all of these. I will say they use different size zippers on different pockets. The main compartment, I'm going to guess, are YKK, I don't know, number 10s or number 12s, but they're larger than some of the others, but they're all perfect and awesome. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit here. This is, let me slide and just do the flap first. So this is why when I said earlier this kind of sits in further than this, is because they only gave me 1 pocket here. I prefer 2. The Bellroy has 2. The Bellroy Transit Work Pack, the Evergoods Civic Travel Bag 20, well, all of them for that matter, have that second one. Even GoRuck does too. I really do like having 2. I get it. There's some pros and cons to that, right? Some of the pros of not having a pocket here, I guess, is, you know, you might be able to pack more down here and it can expand, but just put the other one on there and give me the choice. So anyhow, it is what it is. This I always talk about is my bio pocket. I got some wipes in there. I got some deodorant. I'm gonna say cologne. Contact solution. Don't put cologne in your eyes, folks. I got a hero clip and some hair glue because your hair always needs to look awesome. So anyhow, that's the deal there. And then let's get into the main compartment. So, main compartment, I moved from my Evergoods cap half to this is the AER Pro pouch. It is, I'll have to look up what it is, but I'll make sure to put that there. It's not the slim pouch, I can tell you that much, so I have to look up what it is. Originally I bought it and I wanted the slim pouch. I actually got both of them and I like this better. So I'll make sure to define what this is, but I think it's like a 1.8 liter pouch, and so I'll get into that in a minute. I got my sunglass holder as always, and these are typically these 2 items, and if you noticed I had my checkbook in my admin pocket in the front. So typically this towel, these Magpul gloves, and my checkbook are usually what go in the pouch down here. Don't have it. Pack towel, a little fuzzy, all right. And that's it for what's in there. Sliding behind this. So this is kind of the interesting part. I got my regular Padfolio paper tablet. I've got my Remarkable 2 Pro and my iPad Pro. So I was actually having this discussion, I think, in the comments with a YouTube person. Typically, I don't use this section to put my iPad and my Remarkable in. I usually just sit them down. But because of the way they have that quick access pocket, it's kind of flat up against the wall here, so it kind of works to be able to use that. Generally what I find is if I'm putting stuff in there, and depending on how much I put in this pocket on the top, it kind of interferes with me being able to access it quickly, and I don't love that. So that's sometimes the issue with that, and so that's why I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that. So anyhow, so what I have is, this is the AER Pro Kit, by the way. This is, I knew I'd find the name of it. AER Pro Kit, 1.8 liter. I just moved all my stuff from my cap half and then added a few components, which is kind of cool. Love the pen loop. I originally thought, man, it doesn't have an outside zipper, like external pocket. It's working fantastic. I've got a little electronics. I actually love, I don't know about anyone else, but these are like super cheap on Amazon. They're USB-C fans, and they are fantastic. Like, you can just plug them into stuff, and so if you're somewhere where it's like really warm, you got yourself a little cool fan. So I use them actually in multiple office settings when I'm like in a cubicle as I'm traveling and the building's warmer than I want it to be. Got a portable Microsoft mouse, Arc mouse. Got a Anker battery charger, headlamp, and adapter. Over here I've got a longer USB-C to USB-C and then another adapter for the MacBook. I so far am loving this pouch. It is much smaller than the Cap 2, which was like my catch-all for so long, and so it's got a much slimmer profile to it. It sits by itself. I'm gonna do a whole pouch video one of these days, but like, this is pretty cool. I just set up at like a coffee shop the other day like that, where it just sits beside me and I have everything, and then I just pack it up and you're off and running. So go AER. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I am like buying myself some AER products. All right, so let's get all this back in and we will check out the laptop pocket. So again, with this, you could, I guess, tuck it underneath that, but it's sewn in here really well. So pretty much everything you got is pushing against that. So the good news is you can access stuff behind this text sleeve easier. The bad news is that when you start packing this out, it puts a lot of pressure on that quick access pocket. So everything in life has pros and cons. So anyhow, that's that packed. And we will go around to the laptop section. Laptop section is not a full open, obviously with the bottle holders. YKK zips and AquaGuard, like I had mentioned earlier, which is nice. So it basically slips halfway down. Really nice soft here. There is a false bottom as well. It's a 13-inch MacBook Pro. And then in addition to that, you have some additional area, and I have carried, when I traveled with this, I actually carried the Remarkable and the iPad back here because I had some clothing in the main pocket. Again, when I traveled with this, it was for one day, and I did not take an extra pair of shoes because there's no way I could. And I will tell you, it was tight, and I probably won't ever try to do that again with a 20-liter pack. So anyhow, that's, oh, back panel. Super comfortable. Hey, it's AER. What do you expect? Super squishy, super soft, and super beefy straps, and it does have a luggage pass-through. It's tight and it's horizontal, so it is what it is. I say it checks the box. I am a bigger fan of the ones that sit so the bag actually sits vertical, but I'm not super opposed to the horizontal ones, so we're in good shape there. So there you have it. That's kind of the deep dive into the AER Pro Pack 20-liter. I hope you found it useful. I did want to compare some other bags to it. Just again, from my EDC standpoint, that 15 to 20 liters is like perfection for me. And so I grabbed a couple other bags because I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of size comparison to show you, what I've used before as my EDC. First one is going to be the one I don't use very often as my EDC, but I wish I did if it just had a few more items, which is, this is the new Michael Easter Huckberry, Go Ruck, collab, the 2%. This is the Bullet Ruck. It's 15 liters. Again, if you watch my video on this, the two things I really need this to have to be comparable with the Pro Pack would be the bottle holders and then a laptop compartment. So unfortunately, little guy, you're out for my normal EDC because you're just not protective enough for my laptop and such. But as you can see, comparison-wise, size-wise, it'd be so awesome if I could just rock this little thing every day, but can't. All right, now what I would consider my go-to everyday EDC bag that really is the champ of all of them, which is the Evergoods Civic Travel Bag 20 liter. It's my CTB 20. Right now with it unpacked, you can kind of see it looks a little smaller, but trust me, when you get into this thing and it starts blowing up, that's the one thing I don't love. I love and I don't love. I love the CTB 20, especially for traveling because I can put a lot of extra stuff in it. But the other thing I don't love about it is it kind of balloons out depth-wise and gets a little too big on your back. And I feel like I'm like knocking people over at the airport or the train station or something. But CTB 20 is just awesome. As I mentioned, one of the things I wish I had on my the Pro Pack was that second pocket, and that's what the Evergoods does have there, which is fantastic. So a little better organization in my opinion, but it comes at a cost. And then last is, this is the Bellroy Transit Work Pack. This is the first version with the quick access pocket, because as I've mentioned, there's a couple requirements for me, and one of them is a top quick access pocket. And so I just love it. I know in the version 2, there's a somewhat quick access pocket back in the laptop section, but this has both. And so why can't I like have both? Come on, Bellroy. Anyhow, so just from a standpoint though, this again has a lot of the same organization, same requirements pocket-wise that I'm talking about here. And obviously you can see from the size-wise, I think this is a 20 liter. I forget what Bellroy considers this, but well, you can look it up. So anyhow, I would say the Evergoods, the Bellroy, and the AER Pro Pack are all super similar in my opinion. And right now, between those 3 bags and then the Nomadic Navigator 18 liter, that's pretty much my rotation for every day, and is really kind of cool. With the exception of the Nomadic, all of these 3 kind of have the same pocket layout, so it's super simple to be just, you know, dropping in, dropping out of them. So anyways, that's some other recommendations, but this bag's rock solid. I'm loving it. It's been super comfortable to carry. It's just been I don't know when I'm gonna, that's how I know I really like the bag. I don't know when I'm switching my stuff out to one of the others, because I'm just really enjoying it. So hope you found the video useful, and go grab yourself an AER Pro Pack 20 liter if you love it. All right, have an amazing day.